Hello, in this video I'm going to show you what can happen if you hire translators found in Translators Associations, especially in the American Translators Association, the ATA or ATA. What I'm going to describe now is something that happened to a group of researchers in Texas A&M University, a research-intensive university that opened its doors in 1876. So, if this got by their focus, it surely will get by yours. In 2016, JMIR Diabetes published a research paper written by this group of researchers, evaluating the accuracy of Google Translate and if it can be a safe alternative for human translators when working with diabetes educational material focused on Hispanic and Chinese residents in the US. To verify the accuracy of Google Translate, they hired two professional translators. These were two professional medical certified translators from the American Translators Association's website. One certified from English to Spanish and the other one certified from English to Chinese. Then they hired another 6 certified translators, 3 Spanish and 3 Chinese, to evaluate and compare the output in a blind setup. Now, let's stop here a moment to see how you find a translator in ATA's website. ATA's website offers you a form where you can select the translator using a series of options. We must assume the researchers use this form to find their translators. You can screen by country, if it's a translator or an interpreter, the pair of languages, the specialty, among other options. You can also select if they are ATA certified or not. And what this means is clearly stated there. And if you have any doubts, ATA's Terms of Service explains perfectly well, very clearly, what you should expect. They are certified and in good standing. With all that information, anyone should be able to trust that what they'll find is a competent translator, expert on his topic, screened by an exam that only 20% of testees can pass. With these search options, the researchers had about 250 Spanish and 40 Chinese translators to choose from. They hired one for each language pair. Let's move on. The translators worked online. This is what we usually do. We work online. However, they weren't told that this was part of a study. The fees were established by the translators themselves. And that's how we like to work. We put the fees. So it looks like there was no issue there. The researchers contacted another 12 translators, certified translators from ATA. They hired the first 6 that accepted to evaluate both the output of Google Translate and the output of the translators. Each reviewer received $15 for his work, for reviewing 6 sentences with only 70 words in it. That is a reasonable fee, although it is below the minimum of many translators. The texts they had to translate are the following: eat more fruits, vegetables, beans, and whole grains. Eat tasty foods that have less salt, saturated fat, and trans fat. Get at least 30 minutes of physical activity on most days or every day. Physical activity helps you keep a healthy weight. Stop smoking. Take medicines the way your doctor tells you. Ask your doctor about taking medicine to protect your heart, such as aspirin or a statin. As we can see, the sentences don't include any specialized terminology, except statin, maybe. So, medical expertise is not a real requirement here. However, despite these sentences are very simple, the Spanish ATA translator is certified and he or she got the pay they asked for. The output for this very simple sentence was graded 3 out of 5, in all but one factor. And with all the other sentences, he or she was much less accurate than Google Translate. On the other hand, the Chinese translator did better, much better. With all this, I believe we can conclude the study is a failure, not just because of the size of the sample, but also due to the incompetent translator, incapable of delivering an acceptable translation with such simple phrases. On the other hand, the American Translators Association is a failure because it can't assure that his database contains any competent translators. If you get a bag with 250 translators in it, and you know there's one incompetent one there, there's 1/250th of the probability that you will pick out the incompetent one. It is highly unlikely you will pick out the incompetent one, unless the odds are higher, or those researchers are the unluckiest bastards in the world. Now, if you want to know how to get the best out of Google Translate, I suggest you watch that video. I will also be leaving the link in the description below. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.